See, for me, this is the real purpose in life as a human, why we're incarnated here. What our soul mission is to complete this karmic cycle, this karmic tray that before we came here, we like opened the drawers and took certain material, and we're like, okay, we got to work through this. We got to realize our higher self in the midst of this karma. We have to transcend this karma so that then we get the downloads to realize our, you can say, natural state. This is the true purpose of being a human. It's not to, go get successful doing something and have a family and take care of them real nice, or be remembered, for decades if you're Napoleon. I watched that movie. I fast forward through it. It was just too long, but I saw him at the end. He was exiled basically, and just sitting, he's some island and just dies. I'm like, what has he got to show for anything? In the moment when he was conquering and, winning these wars, yeah, it was giving him a strong dopamine hit for sure. But in the end, what do you got to show for? What are you going to do? Like, who cares? Like, you're going to tell the spiritual beings when you go to the next plane, like, look how I killed 1 million people, and it means nothing, So, what does this look like, completing this karmic cycle? I'd say there's 4 stages, right? The first stage is we're in ignorance. Nobody can escape this. Everybody's in ignorance to one degree or another. There's different degrees and levels to everything. We got to taste this ignorance. That means being identified with our senses, pursuing sense pleasures, and just being in that whole world, trying to extract joy from external pursuits and material accolades, etc. That's first stage. Got to do that though. Got to taste all that so you know what it is. See? Somebody who, if there was a monk or somebody that's never been in a relationship, and you're in a relationship with somebody and you're struggling, and you go to them for advice, they're probably not going to be able to help you much. They're not going to understand. They're just going to say, well, just remember God. And you're like, yeah, but this stuff's happening. What do you do in this situation? They're not going to understand. So we got to taste all that stuff. Next stage is we start to suffer. We start to suffer our experiencing and our projections. And we start to see, like, damn, like, I can't make myself feel good no matter what. This is why Osho said that rich people, or people that have had everything, have a better chance of self-realization than, you can say, people who are poor or something like that. Because the people who are poor have all these desires in their mind, this catalog of unfulfilled desires and projections that they couldn't experience because they don't have the money and the means to do it. There's some truth to that. You can't encapsulate, there's no absolute truth that you can utter with words, okay? So, please. Some of the people, they want to try to say, yeah, but what about this? I'm like, yeah, man, of course. I can't cover everything. But if you're smart and intelligent and intuitive, you know where I'm pointing to. By the way, we're doing a satsang in a couple weeks. And I'm hoping to attract some, the people that are really, really with me in the heart here. My matching people. Yeah, this is a space for that, and we're going to look at things that perhaps maybe they're keeping you stuck, keeping you in the smallness of yourself, in this ignorance, first stage. And so we want to try to look at some things that can help you come out of that, give some clarity. So this is what we're doing. My website link is in the description box. You can click on it and give you information. So the second cycle, the second stage in completing this karmic cycle is when, like I was saying, we start to suffer our way of doing things. We're like, this doesn't work, man. I feel like this is the longest stage, actually. This can go on for a while. It's the most unpleasant stage also. And a lot of people are in this stage. And this is the stage, I think, this is the seeker stage. And this is when you can use good tools, good company, good videos, good books, good satsangs, a good church if you can find it, to help God put that there to help buffer the intensity of this second stage. Because man, it can get heavy. And some people, it gets heavier than others. You got to bear this though. You have to go through this and work through this, and there's no choice. You can't escape it. Because you've already discovered, like, well, I can't escape it. I can go do these escape tactics and addictions and go try to sexualize it away or drug it away or drink it away, but like it's still there. I can't run from it. And then these addictions at some point, they stop working. And then you suffer them. And it's like we keep adding more and more suffering. It's like, this sucks. But I can't stop doing it. What am I going to do? Yeah, surrender. And yeah, what you got to do, we're all the same, but yet it's all individual also. That's why nobody can give you a magic recipe and formula like this is what you got to do. We have to take each individual case by case. So, second stage, you start to you start to transcend these habits that are keeping you stuck and keeping you small. At some point, when the purification is at a semblance of, there's a semblance of purification, you're not going to be perfectly purified, then you can say your real service or function to fulfill in the world, it gets revealed. Now that's different. That's different for everybody. Because we're not just here to transcend karma and problems, we're also here to give gifts, to express how the divine wants to use us. That's part of that's the full circle. You act a fool and be ignorant for a while, you transcend that and suffer and transcend, and then the new polished product of this alchemy that you went through, it naturally gives somehow. There's some service. But don't think, the mind will say like this, like, whoa, that means like I got to be a teacher or something. Like, damn, I don't want to teach. No, don't have a concept of how this third stage looks, how the expression or specific form that your destiny of service is to take. Don't have a concept about that. We don't know. It's as broad as you can imagine. You can be a teacher, you can go to the Himalayan mountains and sit in a cave and just send vibrations out. That's what Yogananda wanted to do. You can't choose this stuff though. He wanted to do that. He didn't want to be involved in this world in all the mainstream thinking. And I can understand why the yogis go in the mountains, they just stay there. But it was his destiny that God wanted to use him to fulfill this function of bringing Kriya Yoga to the West, and so that's what he did. And God gave him the ability and capacity to fully enjoy that also. God's not going to have you do something if it's not going to bring the highest joy to you. So it can look like that. It can look like maybe you just do sculptures, or you plant a garden, or if you're a woman, you just take care of the kids. Like, forgot her name. There was a saint. See, women who are self-realized usually take a different expression than men. Women, they don't have this, like, yeah, I got to go share all the, they don't, it's feminine, female energy. It's different. The ego's not there like that. Not that the ego's there in guys who want to teach, but I'm just saying it is some, but the expression, generally speaking, when a woman comes into a higher state of self-realization, it's less like expressive on a mainstream level. That's what I'm trying to say. They can be totally content taking care of their kids or just living a very simple life, being in the garden, whatever. It's like the divine uses them in different ways. But they can also be a teacher. We don't know. So you can live a simple life. That can be the third stage. You're just content. You're blessing people and animals they don't even know it. It's not our business how we're supposed to be used. And don't think, how many times I've heard this doing consults? They're like, I need to find my purpose. Like, okay, I got the spiritual juice and I'm meditating, but like, what's my purpose? Because the mind says, if I find my purpose, then I'm going to be happy and complete. No, the real lesson there in that stage is you keep surrendering, because what are you going to do? You can't force your purpose. You're going to go to career counselors and ask them, like, fill out the questionnaire and then your purpose is going to be, revealed? No. God reveals your purpose when God reveals your purpose. In the meantime, give up this Rajistic, restless energy of thinking like, I need to know my purpose so I can be happy. That's a lesson. That's a lesson to realize that's not true and to just relax. Maybe you'll find your purpose a day before the body dies. Okay, good, you found it. What difference does it make? So we got to catch these subtle things out. This is what we're going to hope to do in our satsang. I want to catch these subtle things out. Let's really look at stuff that like normally people don't look at. Otherwise, it's just boring. It's boring, We want to, like, we're there for transformation. We want to wake up, so to speak. All right. So, third stage, finally, your purpose is revealed. Your function. It can look any way. We don't know. I never planned on making YouTube videos. That wasn't what I was going to do. I wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to, before that, I wanted to be a special forces hero. Go to the other countries and take out the enemy and rescue the girl. Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to do. But it didn't work out like that. So I went over the first 3 stages. What's the last stage? First of all, in the third stage, when you find your purpose, there's going to be some identity with that purpose. That's okay. That's part of the deal. You're going to feel it's okay to feel really good doing what you're doing because you're in alignment. Of course you're going to feel good, but there's going to be some identity there. You're going to have some expectations. I don't know, like if you're teaching, you're going to have some expectations that the people get it or understand, or maybe you start to want to build stuff. I got to build an ashram now. I need to expand. I got to help the people. I got to show way to the people. And you can get caught up in that whole mess. That's why I like Papaji knew. He's like, I'm not starting any ashram I don't want to be involved in the politics of all that and the compromise that takes place, and it just looks like a mess, Yeah. And then you end up having to sell out on some level because that's just part of the karma. But yet God needs collective teachers also. So he does that. But the point is, there's some identity with when you find your expression. So the fourth stage is there's some intuitive realization that even you're doing God's work, you're aligned, you're expressing as the divine wants you to. It's like, wait, this is still a play though. Do I risk saying the non-dual thing? Okay, I'll say it. There's some intuitive realization, sounds funny, I'm talking non-dual, that there's not a you that's actually helping anybody. It's part of the play. There's some realization of that, yet the show continues. And you still feel, because remember, we're wearing the sophisticated 3D, human software, virtual reality equipment. So you still very much feel that there's a sense of a self helping others, and you very much still enjoy when the message you're delivering lands. That's nice. You enjoy that. You don't non-dual it away, but the non-dual realization is there also. Both are there. Those of you that have been watching my videos know I preach both, non-dual and dual. You can't, if you dismiss one, you're imbalanced. So, motorcycles coming. I hope to see you guys. Let me know if you had any questions. If you enjoy this video, I'll see you later.